Shalom, this is you, Becky. This is November 30th, 2013, which is Shabbat, the Sabbath, Arab Shabbat, the evening of the Sabbath, as you're going into the Sabbath, big and Friday night. So I'm just going to record a dream that I had earlier this week that I put a message about on Facebook, but I never got to record. So basically the dream starts off, we're in this big building. Now there's two sections to the dream. There's one where I was in the desert where I received a message, and the other where I was in a building and an event was occurring. The first, and while this event was occurring, there were people, like talent show people, talent show seekers in the building, listening to different people who had a chance to get up and sing or rap or do whatever it was. To be recorded and have the chance to be whatever in show business or whatever it was. And so they were testing people, and so everybody got a chance to get up and sing on the mic. I got up on the mic and I rapped or did whatever, and I don't know why, but it was a little off. I guess it was because it was a dream. It was very off. But somebody came up to me and said I had immense talent, and I said, I don't know why you thought that, because that performance was, but I guess in real life I do, but that performance was, yeah. But that's not the point. A lot of people were there, and a lot of people were singing. I saw somebody from my masonry training, and this is the point of this part of the story. He gets up, he sings, and he sings awesomely in real life. But he got up and he sung, and people were clapping, cheering, and he breaking down in tears, crying, and singing very emotionally. And somebody said something like, that's how you sing, and he said, "It's not me, it's not me." And people were talking to him after he sung. People were talking to him and said, "Oh, you're a great talent, blah blah blah," and they asked him questions and going to give him a deal or whatever. And I said, see, that's how a real singer sings, with emotion. And he said, but it's not me. It's not me. I said, what do you mean it's not you? He said something along the lines, it's my companions from the UFOs above. Well, what I would basically derive what that meant is that a lot of these people are getting help from these demons and fallen angels. And when it comes to this talent and music show business stuff, and it's probably his deal. Maybe not in real life, but maybe it was, because a lot of things we talked about when we were in masonry training together. He was telling me dreams where he had demons holding him down and introducing other demons to him, stuff like that. And I was trying to explain to him the situation. Another dream he told me about, that he had a house, and there was snakes all over his house, all over his room, all in the bed, outside, everything. He ran to my house, and he pointed to me to get me to help him. And he looked out his window, and a flood of snakes, all sorts of sizes, were going into his house. So maybe that's what it's talking about. So Satan Yahuwah rebukes you. That was the first part of the dream. Now the second part of the dream is way more important. That part is a little irrelevant, the first part. But it does say, what's going on with this stuff. But let Yah will be done, and let Yah lead and guide. So the second part of this dream is that I was outside in the desert, and I was in a desert, a desert with sand dunes, and the beige colored, gold colored sand. So that beige colored, gold colored sand, out there on the desert, and it was sand dunes, like, big hills, mountains, and I was standing before a sand dune, and I saw a head fly from over me, and it kind of reminded me of an Egyptian bust, except I don't think it was the Egyptian bust, kind of like pharaoh head, but not. And then it's changed. It looked sort of like a camel head or something. I didn't know what it was. It looked strange. I couldn't put my hand on it, what it was, but it looked, at first it looked like a bust, And it turned looking like this camel thing, and then it landed on the dune, but it did, and touched, boom, it rose up, and as it rose up under it, formed, it didn't touch the wood formed under it, did not touch the dune. It formed in the air, rising up under it. As it rose, this thing too rose as it formed under it, and it formed from the bottom to the top in three layers. But each layer was formed individually. I mean, each layer was composed of other layers formed individually and successively, and this was it formed a perfectly and very beautiful, very well formed step pyramid. Now I'm not no Egypt dude, and I'm not into none of that stuff at all. But it's like a couple of steps, boom, 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 then a platform, a couple of steps, boom, 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 and a platform, and then a couple of steps, and then a platform, and then the top. And then, like, even with one part, it was like a little entrance, like a doorway, and lintel and post entrance in the doorway. But it formed under that, like, before my eyes, in like almost an instant. Like, it took like 1 to 3 seconds for the thing to form, and it just formed up before my eyes, and it landed. And then a big force field came out from the pyramid, surrounded me and the people who were behind us, and it was a triangular force field, and it went behind us on the dune, and I looked back at the people who were behind me, unorganized, just successive in random spots behind me, like almost diagonal. I mean, zigzag, and about 5, 6 other people behind me. I don't know for sure. I don't have an exact number. I just know people standing behind me, but that's not important. The importance of the entire dream was, after all this, I heard a message, and it was something along these lines: 90 days shall Egypt have famine. 90 days shall Egypt have famine. I heard it once. I, that's what I heard. And I looked up at the pyramid and the dream ended. But when I was in the force field, I knew that me and the others who were with me inside the force field were safe. And I know that protection was from the Most High. And I'm not talking about no Egyptianness. That was from the Most High. And I knew I was shown that simply to warn me of whatever this Egypt is, maybe a spiritual Saddam in Egypt, which is America. Spiritual Egypt and Saddam, which is America. And the systems that fall under America or related to America. Or maybe it's the actual land of Egypt. Whatever it is, uh, I'm not trying to say anything but what I saw in the dream and heard in the dream. So I just leave it with that. Let Yah lead, let Yah guide, let Yah tell, let Yah teach and instruct, and let Yahweh's will be done. And may He be loved, obeyed, and praised.